Greetings viewers, this is General Phoenix back in the action. As you can see, we are doing my official unboxing, the first ever unboxing actually, of a Konflikt 47 set on this great channel. Now, as you can see, we are starting with the British Commonwealth starter armour. So, as you can, just to be sure, it is shown on a video that I have done previously of revealing what I bought in the bigger sale at the new shop that was opened for Warlords. So please have a look at that video, that as the image shows here. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip the video out, and then show some of the completed sets. Okay, so let's go. So open the box. First we start with a little bitch and bobs, which I do love. And oh, we do get these. I have noticed these. I have. So packed for you by Mirella. Any questions, ask our customer services at info@warlordgames.com. Thank you so much. Give a thanks to Mirella. So let's see what we got here. So looking at this, I'm just going to bring this bit close to the camera. You can see this is for my mech, because I can tell from the legs and everything. And it'll say it here as well. Yeah, my Commonwealth starter, Grizzly percival. And I have heard somewhere that you do get stuff here. Humbler armoured car assault turret. So this is the turret for the car. According to that. Yeah, so I can just see the image here. You can just see that. Oh, there's more. There's more as well. Kinga is the one who packed the turret. Which means, if I'm right, we should be able to see one for someone else. Which is Kinga again. Give thanks to Kinga. Then we've got our sets here. So we've got our Mark 1 automated. Our Mark 2 automated infantries. Anyway, Kinga again. Kinga's in the lead so far. Kinga again for the platoon commander and Galahad infantry. So these are your human soldiers. So as you can see just here, when the image is focuses, that's the I believe the hero for this one, or the officer. You can see we got our rift dice and we got our order dice. I like how they look. I like, you know, because I've had a look. I've got a set of the dice. I might click them in and just show a quick image here. And I do like the idea. I like the idea that the Brits get the blue rift and the brown, because those are common colours that were used for the British Army. So respect there. So your rift dice, order dice. Then you've got, this is for your armoured vehicle. Now, I am going to double check this. I am going to the shop another time. I'm actually going to ask, is there a way to keep, which that'll be probably this bit, the top. I'm going to ask if there's a way to put the turret on, but actually have it rotate. I'm going to see if there's a way to do it. I bet there is. And let's see what we got here. Oh, we got our bases. So this will probably be for one of them. These will be for the Mark 2s, humans, a bunch of stuff here. I need to double check I've got everything. So my top guess is, if I just do a quick look at the box again, just quickly, I think it's 5 automated Mark 1s that I get. If I'm right, then I can just do another check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got my 5 there. Bunch of larger ones here, which I'm betting is going to be for Mark 2s, because as you can see, there's no others. And then these will all be for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 will all be for my humans. Oh, we got stickers. There you go. Because I heard it. Let's see what we got. We got tiny Union flags. We got the lion. We got the lion symbol. I'll just try and bring this in the camera. And we've also got officer rankings as well, which I like. Oh, you get 2. Oh, there's 2 loads of stickers. Let me just open the pack so I can show. Here we go, it's a larger one, so I bet these will be for the vehicles. Yeah, so vehicles, and that's for your infantry. So I'll need to probably get some better tools to do that. So I'm just going to put this here. And then we've got, let's just show this quickly. My Warlord Games resin kit. So thanks for purchasing this Warlord Games kit. The resin parts are best briefly washed in warm water with a dab of washing up liquid to remove any oily remains of the release agents. That resin kits need to come smoothly out of the mold, okay? The kit should be assembled using super glue, but please do a dry run or check the fit before adding the glue. I have heard this, especially with Mark IIs, with the energy weapons. Two people I know have struggled with the tubing to actually connect it to the gun in the back without trimming it down. Oh, it says it's not suitable for anyone under 15 because this is not a tie. It says in all caps. Rarity, they may some wrapping thinner. Yep. Not suitable for children under 15. Warning: resin dust can be harmful if inhaled. Please always wear a dust mask if standing or sawing resin parts. Well, good thing I'm not sawing anything. I've already got sanders and got my typical sanders, and then I've got a brush for everything. And these look like to be stickers for my units. And you get instructions for them all. I do like that. As you can see. So you've got your Percival, your medium walker, the armoured infantry. I love the design so much. I've got the metal ones as well, so that'll be interesting to see how they go. Mark 1s and Mark 2s. I wonder why there's not one for the commander, but then again, it's the same thing. Maybe I could do a short video just having images of these guys and doing a commentary on what it says here. Because I say, once the United States Armed Forces have received this, or the Grizzly Medium Walker, and insufficient numbers, excess production was diverted to the Commonwealth under the Lend-Lease scheme. By the scheme, research into equipping Commonwealth vehicles, including walkers with automated assistance systems. Automated assistance systems, I love that, was well underway. I do like that. I'll say this now. I'm like how we get a bit of a story with all these. And then you got the assemblage for this, which is your armoured guide. Luckily, I do take painting sessions, yeah, so as I was saying here. Oh yeah, so you don't glue it, so I'll say you don't glue it. So again, I'm just doing a quick leak around. Yeah, so that's the box for now. I'm just going to put the lid here so you can see. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the quick clip, and then we'll just to briefly show the units. And then final words, final commentary, how everything goes. So, right, so to start the clips of the full builds, I decided to start with the Percival. I won't lie, this one was a bit of a challenge because of the resin and the plastic. And I've said it in other videos, resin and plastics, they can give you a mess about. Like, you have to just work them a little bit more. And I'm going to be fine-tuning some bits before I begin spraying, like, some like little chips here and stuff. But like, overall, there's nothing crazy I can't do. So, the main problems I had were mainly these and this big one. I had to actually trim this down just a little bit, like you just see where it's like there. But overall, It weren't a bad build. It was easy. Once you got some bits done, it was easy to do. And yeah, you can see it sloped a little bit, but I'm not messing about changing that. Because it mainly is stuck on now. And it's not the end of the world. And that's how it's going to set in there. I've actually decided what I'm going to do, and I've mentioned this on other videos. I'm doing all my energy colours. Instead of green, I'm going to have it blue. Mainly because it matches the rift arse then. That I have, because the rift arse are blue for the Commonwealth. For British Commonwealth, so it makes sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this here, and then we're going to show the other units. So the next is going to be the Humber, I believe it is, the armoured car. So let's show it. Okay, it's the Humber armoured car. Now, as you can see, it does rotate around. I've done that so because I wanted to be able to rotate it around for playing it properly. If I wanted it just for display, I could just glue it down. But as let's just say this one was a bit of a challenge to get put on proper. So to give you an example, the body of this, because it's angled on that position, like as you can see, it was getting them on. So what I had to do was I had to put these on, one of them on, and then I had to put the back piece on to help me build that support on. And just leave it for a little bit. It's like hold it in place, then do the other side. And then once it all settled and I left it for a bit, I then started doing everything else piece by piece. I left this bit last and I built everything up. So what I've done here is, and these are optional what you do. So I put the crates here for ammo. Another one here, but I put that rag on top, that fabric on top, so it's a cloth. And then just another ammo case here. Because I want to be able to put some room, because I want to be able to do some stuff. But there were some parts which were fun. And this is my first time actually building a figure like this, building a vehicle. I do wish the wheels could move, but I understand why they can't, because, you know, then it would, then everything would roll down hills then, which would not be fun. But overall, I love the design of it. It's an amazing design. I like that concept of automation with that equivalence of like the realistic historical designs. So so the next ones I'm gonna show are going to be the automated and then the humans. So I'm gonna start with I'm gonna do the automated Mark 1s, then the Mark 2s. And then I'll do the human. Then I'll do the human infantry to like give you all an example of what they have. So I'll place this one down here, and let's show them. Okay, so here's my first Mark II with the light machine gun with a bayonet. Again, like you can see the gauge there, you see a plating. This one is made of resin, so you'll see that with the units in primarily they're all made of resin. So some bits were easy and others, I'll say that. So another one here, it's slightly crooked, but I'm not too fussed about it. And overall, you got a similar design to that. I do like the idea of aiming it up. And then you've got another with a with the heavier rifle. And then it's just these little bits of tidying up that I need to do, like here. And this is resin again, but again, defo plastic were the better ones. They were easier. You had to like sand these a little bit just to help put the glue on, I found. And just do it bit by bit. So do one arm first, then do that. Because it helps a lot to be able to do that. And overall, the designs are still so good. Again, because with resin, before we had plastics, resin was your best one for your builds, because you could get away with putting in so much detail into these. And what I'm going to do like for here primarily, like I'm going to be putting rocks and everything, because I have already come up with that plan. So instead of having that on the back like with these ones, I wanted to put them there. So instead of just doing the clip, I'm just going to show the Mark 1s here. Now, all the Mark 1s have the bayonets, which I'm happy. And they're pretty much the same, really. So that's why I'm only showing 2 of them, to give an example. So you can see the gauge there. eyes there, the components and everything, the bayonet, the light machine gun bayonets. Again, it's a weapon like that is so good for a design. Again, it's just those final trims that I need to do, which is, again, for me, it's not the end of the world. But all these small details I love about designs like this. But I want to show you something. I want to do a quick comparison to like give you an idea of the difference in quality. So if I get one with a bayonet on it, here you go. So I want to show you the slight details. So it shows where Konflikt is actually updated their quality in with the newer stuff, because the starter was older while these sets are newer. So you can see here that small bit of detail that the plastic can do that the resin just can't, which I like. Like to give you that little comparison. Again, I am speculating this from the older model to a newer model, but to me, that's where you see a business like this, they show that quality of improvement, where they are using the old, where they are keeping to the old design, but then they've tweaked it up to make it better. Which, to me, congrats to them. It's a good thing if you can do that, because the weapon and everything else is pretty much the same. They've just slightly altered it to update for all the newer stuff. So I'm going to just put the other bayonets here. It doesn't matter, I'll just put another one there. Just to show you the comparison. Because one downside to doing the glue, especially with the thick stuff, is getting when it's all over your fingers. I'm still loving getting bits of it off. Still getting bits of it off. Then you've got your human soldiers here, for your infantry. And as you can see, same weapons as the armoured ones. I'm going to just show you quickly. I've got my metal ones still here because I'm doing all these videos at the same time. The same weapon, they've just modified that to fit into a body armour, which I do. Again, for me, those kind of advancements in technology show in these designs. And I love the design so much, like the bit of that new heavier armour with the design. So I just bring in more stuff. So again, just to show you the different designs, really. Like again, they are resin, but again, even with resin, that those quality of detail you see is, to me, is quite impressive. And I did used to collect the Warhammer stuff. I only briefly collected the Necrons and a bit of Space Marine, but that detail is impressive. But again, I'm not comparing the two because it's their own separate things. Because Warhammer do really good, and I think Konflikt does really good as well, along with bolt action. So you see that just design feature, which I love so much. Again, you got your weapon energy backs here. You got your partial platings here, showing that advancement, and then you've got your commander here, which is already built, which is a good thing. He's already fully built, so you don't have to mess about putting stuff in. And he's got his weapon here. And you can see, which I like as well, you can see the armour more clearly. So like if you look at that plating they've done onto that, mixing in with that slight historical look, like with the commander's hat, and his weapon of choice being a rifle. So I like to give that design comparison. Overall, these, again, I try to find a lot of negatives. There's not a lot of negatives with building the figures here. Again, the only downside can be the materials, is the metal and the resin can be a bit trickier to do, depending on what parts they are and everything. But overall, I found the designs, the size of them, to be quite good. And I watched a clip where someone was looking at one of these vehicles, like the tanks and everything, and they were wondering, why are the tanks so small for a game like this? And then you've got to think as well, World War I and II tanks were not so big. It was mainly the German tank, like the major one they developed, that got everyone's attention, thinking, like, you can't compare technology from 70, nearly 80 years ago to right now. That's what people forget. You can't compare the two. because it's that concept of like, because this game does it, so you're thinking, you've got that mindset of they're all going to be like this, and I found some of the sizes they do for 40k stuff to be ridiculously too big. Like, and I get it's a futuristic thing, but still there has to be some size. You'd be like, not everything needs to be the size of the bloody Death Star. Because even then, why would you want something that built designed in real life? Because I mean, look at all the economic downside to that. But overall, let me know what you think of these videos that I'm doing. I'm doing this one first, then I'll start with the mechs, and I'm going to start with the mechs next. So I'll go with the Light Guardian, the Medium Hornet, the Large Merlin, then I'll do the boxes of the different other units. I've not finalised a list yet, but I'm going to release these probably a day or two from each other. I'm still figuring that part out. But again, leave me your thoughts below. And until then, this is General Phoenix, signing off.